Hey everyone, welcome back to Wanderlust Books, and I know what you're thinking, Kirsty, it's been a very long time since you've made a video, and that is very true. As you can tell, background's changed a bit. I've moved, I have my own apartment now, I moved closer to work. So I've been really busy. I got hired full-time for my job, so I've been working a lot. I haven't been reading too much, but that doesn't mean I haven't stopped somewhat reading and somewhat collecting books. This video is actually going to be a haul. It's not going to be a very big haul. I've been trying to refrain from buying books, but that doesn't mean I haven't stopped. So these are just a few books that I have seen on my shelf that I know I don't think I've hauled. So I really wanted to just show them, let you know what's up, and get started. So let's get into the video, okay? So one of the first books I remember getting is Binge by Tyler Oakley. This is a biography of Tyler Oakley's life, and I haven't completely read it yet. I've read probably about halfway through. It's really good. I really like Tyler Oakley. I haven't been watching his videos too much lately, but he is one of the YouTubers that I watched a lot in the beginning of YouTube, so I really wanted to support him and get his book. I think it's a very cute design as well. It just looks so great, and I can tell he put a lot of work into this book, so I was really happy to support him and get it. Another book that I got to support the YouTube community is Grace and Style, The Art of Pretending You Have It by Grace Helbig. If you've known me before or watched some of my videos in the past, you know that I have Grace's first book, The Art of Pretending to Be a Grown-Up, and I loved it to pieces. Grace Helbig is literally one of my favorite YouTubers. I watch all her videos and I just love her to death, and her humor is like my type of humor. So I love anything by her. I haven't read too much of it. I don't know if you can see, but I'm like that much in the book. But it's really good. I think this one focuses more on her way of how she sees herself and how the world has influenced her style and the way she thinks about herself and the way she looks, and it's very good. It's not all about just trying to joke about fashion. It has a lot of good life lessons in it, and I actually really enjoy that about Grace's books, because even though she is hilarious and she makes a lot of joke, she does give you some life lessons in her books, and that is mostly worth reading for. So I've only picked up one graphic novel. I've been trying not to buy graphic novels too much these days, but I saw this one and I was at a comic book shop and I was like, I haven't read this one yet because I'm behind on all my graphic novel series, but I picked up Saga Volume 5. Saga is one of my favorite graphic novel series. I think the 6th one is going to come out sometime soon. I don't know if maybe this is the last one. I'm not completely sure actually. I love Saga. It's very violent and lots of... Don't read it if you're not of a good age on where you're okay with reading about sex or anything that's graphical, because this probably isn't the series for you, but it's really good. It's really funny. It has a lot of like jokes in it and like soft humor, and I actually really enjoy this series, and I can't wait to get through this one, because I don't think I finished actually the 4th one, but I wanted to pick this up because I was at a comic book store and I wanted to get something while I was there, so I was really happy to pick this one up full price too, because I usually get them on Amazon for like $10 and this one was $15. So graphic novels are very expensive. I try not to buy them too much because I just read through them so fast, and I mean, I love art styles of most of the graphic novels I pick up, but I don't know, that just doesn't justify spending $15 on them, so I usually try to get most of my graphic novels at the library, so this just shows how much I love the series. Another book I picked up that is like really big I don't know if it's really big right now, but it was really big. I'm pretty sure it's still big because I still see posts about it all over Tumblr. But it is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I picked this up pretty much, I think I pre-ordered this, yeah. I've read a chapter of it, and I know Catty-tastic loves this book, and she read it like 5 times last year, but I just haven't gotten around to reading it. It didn't really suck me in too much in the first chapter, but that's mostly just because I'm weird and I haven't had very much of a reading binge type personality lately, so that's just my own fault pretty much. But I do love this book, and I love the way it looks. I love the colors. I just think it's beautiful, and I love all of Rainbow Rowell's books because all of her books actually are very graphically designed the same. Like they have the pastel look, they have the same fonts for the most part. Everything just looks very well put together and like, ooh, this all are by the same author and you can totally tell. And I love that so much. Whoever her designer or whoever markets her books just did that really well, and I'm really happy with how they all look. I did do a book outlet order during the President's Day sale, I think. They were having a 20 or 15% off the entire site, and you also get a $5 coupon. So I was pretty excited, and they had a lot of good books for once. Or not for once, but they had a lot of good books I wanted that I haven't bought before. So I was pretty excited for all the new books they got. So one of the first books I picked up was The Scorpion Rules by Erin Bow, and I really loved this cover. It's very shiny, has lots of coolness on it. Is there anything on the spine? No, it's just normal. I haven't really investigated this book as much, but I do really like the premise of it. It's about this girl who is a princess or a duchess. I think she's a princess. Yeah, she's a princess. And for this world, if you're a princess, you are given as a hostage to the war, and you're pretty much, you go to war and you die, and because you're the hostage. So this one's pretty much just a girl who's a princess. She goes to a school with all the other princesses where they learn to die. They're all taught that one of them might go to war and be a hostage and die eventually. So they're all pretty much going to the same school and learning how to be a princess, how to be proper, and also how to get into that mindset of dying one day. The main character is just like hoping she lives till her 18th birthday, because if she lives till her 18th birthday, then she's free and she doesn't have to go to war. Apparently there's a boy that shows up and he is just all against this hostage thing, and she's totally all against it as well. So it sounds really interesting. I'm really interested in reading it. I think it's a somewhat of a different spin on what could possibly be, but I feel like I've read a book like this before, like somewhere where the king or queen or princess or prince has to go to war because that's just their destiny. I feel like I've read that before. If you know what I'm talking about, can you leave in the comment section below, because I can't remember the name. If it is a book, I just feel like I've read that type of storyline before. But I don't know, this one sounds interesting, and I loved the cover art. It was very fancy, and I wanted to get my hands on it, and I think it was only like $3, so what can you do? Another book I picked up that I really wanted to read, that I saw a lot of people getting arcs of at what's that one conference in New York? I can't remember the name of it at the moment, but it is Zeros by Scott Westerfeld and Margot Langan and Deborah Beccati. Mostly Scott Westerfeld because it's very big in the font. But this book actually sounds really interesting. I've had a hate-love relationship with Scott Westerfeld books in the past, but when I read Afterworlds, I like really fell in love with his writing again, because the only other series I read by him was Uglies, and I didn't like that series pretty much at all. I remember I got it when I was like in middle school, and I couldn't get through it, and I had those books until probably my junior year of college, and I never finished them. But I gave his writing another chance with Afterworlds, and so I'm giving it, and I absolutely loved it, so I'm happy to give it another chance with Zeros. So I'm pretty sure Zeros is about like 3 different superheroes that live in a city, and they're fighting, I'm not sure if they're fighting crime, but they're fighting something. Pretty sure there's 3 of them, so I'm pretty sure each person is written through a different author's perspective. So that is actually pretty interesting. I'm not sure which one is which, but I'm sure it tells you when you start reading it. Or I can just go in order by these names, because it does Ethan and then Nate and then Kelsey. So I'm assuming Ethan could be Scott, and Nate could be Margot, and Kelsey could be Deborah. So I'm not really sure. That's what I'm thinking, because they don't specify. Ooh, I like these colors together. They don't specify who writes whom, so it just sounds interesting. I like when multiple different authors come together and write a book, and I usually like it when it's different characters, and sometimes they write it together and it doesn't sound or flow as well, but whenever it's different characters, each author gets their own voice. Looking forward to reading this. I think it's going to be very interesting. Every power has a price. If you have read this, leave it in the comments below and let me know what you thought of it, because I'm thinking this might be the next book I actually pick up. So another book series I haven't read, and I got kind of interested in buying them because the movie's going to come out soon, but that is The Fifth Wave and then The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey. I think I read like maybe a chapter of The Fifth Wave when I got it at the library at some point, but I just never got around to reading it. and I feel like this is a good reason to start reading it. This book, if you haven't read it or watched the video about it, it's about a girl that is just living with her parents and her brother, and the world goes through these phases of different kind of terrors or things against the world from these, I think it's like outside aliens, and they can come down to the world and they possess other humans, and pretty much it's about her trying to get her brother back because they get separated. And it's just it sounds interesting. I like the aspect of different waves of terror and horror, and the 5th wave starts with the 5th wave, which is just, I think it's just they finally come down to earth and you have to figure it out. But I wish they would be like the 6th wave and then the 7th wave, but I don't know. Infancy, I don't remember what the 3rd one's called again. But it sounds interesting. I know a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with this book and this book series, but I just thought I'd give it a try, and they were both like $3. So, and they're hardbacks. I hate when the second book is also thinner than the first book. Like, what? I've been trying to read Red Rising for a while now. I've checked it out from the library a few times, but most people want it back before I can get around to reading it because I'm not in that reading binging feeling anymore right now. But I saw it had Golden Sun, the second book in the Red Rising series, on Book Outlet, and I picked it up. And so that just means I need to go buy the first one before I can read this one. But I do absolutely love the way everything looks. It has that glowing feeling, and I love each one has like this different icon in the corner, and I just love that for some reason. And then the final book I bought was the last book I've bought, and it is probably the most gorgeous book I've bought. I actually don't know too much about the book. I just know it's about a, I guess I should show it to you first. It is 1,000 Nights by E.K. Johnston. So this book is absolutely gorgeous. It is this gorgeous blue and purple and pink and gold shimmery feeling, but I don't know if you can see, but the edges are just absolutely gorgeous. But once you open this book, oh my god, it is just absolutely gorgeous. And then the inside also has that same, and there's also a little bookmark, which is my favorite thing. The inside also has that kind of lining that the paper has. I just saw it on Tumblr. Someone was doing a book photo shoot, and I was like, I need to have that book in my life. It is absolutely gorgeous. 1,000 Nights is about a king or a prince or someone who comes to a village trying to find his next wife, and the main girl's sister is actually chosen, but she pushes out of the way and she offers herself up to be the next wife. And I think like the next wife is supposed to be sacrificed or something like that, but apparently there's like some kind of special like magic between the main girl and the prince, and she's just trying to survive through his holds, and it just sounds really interesting. I really love that kind of storyline, and this book is also just gorgeous. So if I just carry this around without the jacket, people will think it's amazing anyway. It's just gorgeous. I just love it so much. Like I don't know. I just had to have it, so I'm just glad I have this in my body now. Not in my body, in my hands now. Oh wow. So that is all of the books that I've bought. Possibly, I'm sure I have more behind me that I just don't know about. I also doubled up most of these bookshelves because I've got too many books now. I got rid of a lot when I moved, but I just still have a lot that I don't have space for. That's pretty much everything I have for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've read any of these books, please leave it in the comment section below, and I'd love to hear from you. I'm hoping to read one of these sometime soon. I might actually pick up this one first because it's just so pretty and I want to get through it, but I'm not completely sure. I'll have all of my links in the description below. You can check them out and see if I'm reading anything at some point in my lifetime. But yes, thanks for watching. Bye.